Solve triangle DEF using trigonometric ratios. Remember, the trigonometric ratios are sine, cosine, and tangent. You might not use all three. You might just use one or two of those ratios. When a problem says to solve a triangle, it means to find all missing pieces. Notice in this example, we have angle F, which is 90 degrees, angle D, which is 32.5 degrees, and side E, which is 24 inches. We need to find angle E, side D, and the hypotenuse F. I'm going to first start by finding angle E. Now, to find angle E, I do not need to use sine, cosine, or tangent because I have two angles. I am given angle F and angle D. So I can use the fact that the sum of all angles in any given triangle equals 180 degrees. So to find angle E, I'm going to take 180 degrees minus angle F, which is 90 degrees, minus angle D, which is 32.5 degrees. And that gives me 57.5 degrees. So angle E is 57.5 degrees. Now I need to find either side D or the hypotenuse F. Doesn't matter which one you start with. I'm going to start with side F, the hypotenuse. Now I need to use either sine, cosine, or tangent. If I use angle E, I have the side opposite angle E, and I'm looking for the hypotenuse F. That would be using sine. If I use angle D, I have the side adjacent to angle D, and I'm looking for the hypotenuse. That would be cosine. So I can use either one of those two. I cannot use tangent because I am missing too much information to find the hypotenuse, and tangent does not use the hypotenuse. So I've decided I am going to use the sine ratio, which means I need to use angle E. And remember, the sine of angle E equals the opposite side to angle E divided by the hypotenuse. So to find side F, I am going to replace E with 57.5 degrees and replace the opposite side with 24, and the hypotenuse is F. Now F is in my denominator. I need to get it out of there, and the only way to get rid of a denominator is to multiply by the denominator. So the F's will cancel out, leaving just the 24. But if I multiply one side of the equal sign by F, I must also multiply the other side of the equal sign by F. So I now have F times the sine of 57.5 equals 24. I want F alone, so I'm going to divide both sides of the equal sign by the sine of 57.5. On the left side of the equal sign, the sine of 57.5 will cancel out, leaving just F equals 24 divided by the sine of 57.5. Do that division by typing into your calculator 24 divided by, hit the sine key, type in 57.5, and that gives us approximately 28.46 inches, rounded off to hundredths. So side F is 28.46 inches. Now I need to find side D. To find side D, I could either use the tangent ratio using angle D because I have the side adjacent to angle D and I'm looking for the side opposite angle D. And tangent uses the side opposite divided by the side adjacent to the angle. Or I could use the cosine ratio using angle E, because the cosine ratio using angle E would be the side adjacent to the angle, which is side D, the one I'm looking for, divided by the hypotenuse. Or I could use the sine ratio using angle D, because the sine ratio uses the side opposite, which is the one I'm looking for, side D, divided by the hypotenuse. So I've decided I am going to use sine of angle D. The sine of angle D is the sine of 32.5, and that equals the side opposite angle D, which is letter D, the one we're looking for, divided by the hypotenuse, 28.46. So now to get D alone, again I must multiply the fraction by the denominator, 28.46, on both sides of the equal sign. On the right side, the 28.46 cancels out, leaving just D. So now I have 28.46 times the sine of 32.5 equals D. Using your calculator, multiply this out. Type in 28.46 times, hit the sine key, type in 32.5 and hit equals. And that will give us approximately 15.29 inches, rounded off to hundredths, equals side D. So we have now completed the triangle. We found all missing pieces.